If a girl says she's not ready to date you, here's exactly what you should say. Okay, thanks for letting me know. I wish you the best. And leave it at that.
I told you that's my best friend, right? Y'all thought I was playing? See, I don't think I know that you sliding in the DM about all the friend requests and the views and the searches. Motherfuckers who know how to reach him, reaching him. I thought we was friends. I was sharing this with you in confidentiality. Now y'all trying to go for my man, my ex-man. I'm just playing. I don't really care like that.
Hey guys, welcome back to Get It Out. Now today we got a video for men's only. This one's titled "She Destroyed Her Marriage of 10 Years, Regretted It Instantly. She Was Left with Nothing." All right guys, without further ado, let's get right into this.
I'm having a serious mental breakdown. I've been snot crying for 10.
Fellas, welcome back. Today's story is a tough one. She destroyed her marriage of 10 years, regretted it instantly, and was left with nothing. We'll explore what led to the downfall of this decade-long marriage, the immediate regrets, and the harsh consequences that followed. If you're ready for some eye-opening insights, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Let's dive right in.
Get ready with me to file for a divorce from the love of my life. I'm ready. I've been getting ready for months, several months. How appropriate is it that it is storming today and it is such a gloomy ugly day? A lot of you have
Hold
asked,
on, I'm sorry.
with-
I'm sorry. I can't. She played the sad music in the background. It was guys. Come on, stop it. Stop it. She's begging for sympathy.
Is everything okay? How are you? I haven't seen hubby in a while. Woo. And it sucks, and I'm so sad and disappointed that we didn't make it to forever. I love him with my whole heart. He is my best friend. He is my favorite person on the planet. And the concept of duality sometimes is a mind. How can you love somebody so much but not be able?
Well, if you loved him so much, you wouldn't leave him. You don't love him that much. Because I would never leave my wife. She would never leave me. That's the problem. This is why guys are leaving the West to find love. This is why.
To be married to them. How can somebody be so good to you and so bad for you at the same time? We will continue to co-parent my granddaughter together, just as we have been. We haven't lived together in several months, and we've been doing it, co-parenting, figuring it out, and we'll continue to do that. That's the plan. I've already kind of mourned and grieved this loss for a long time. But I think the finality, and I'm sure I'll have another moment, when everything is final, but the finality of actually filing the papers is sobering. It's crazy how right after I walk out the courtroom, the rain stops, the clouds roll away, and the sun comes out. It's gonna be all right.
Here we go again. Another story of a woman throwing away a perfectly good man for reasons she can't even explain.
Yeah.
And now she's crying on the internet about how he was her best friend, her favorite person on the planet. But what's the real story here? If he didn't cheat, if there was no major betrayal, then what exactly did he do that was so bad it couldn't be fixed? Seriously, what could possibly lead you to divorce your so-called best friend if nothing was broken? But here's the question. If she truly loved him with all her heart, why did she leave him when he did nothing wrong? This is what so many people don't get. Women like her claim they love their partner, say he's their favorite person, yet they walk away from the relationship as if that love doesn't mean a thing. Why? Because she didn't leave him. She left herself. She thought the grass was greener, thought she could do better. Or maybe she bought into the idea that she deserved more without realizing that what she had was everything. And now, Now she's paying the
Too
price.
late.
It's a hard truth, but she has no one to blame but herself. She had a good man, a solid marriage, and still chose to walk away. Maybe she got caught up in the fantasy of what she thought life could be outside of that relationship, or maybe she just didn't appreciate what she had until it was too late. But here's the reality. Those choices have consequences. And now she's on the internet crying for sympathy, wanting people to feel sorry for her. But where was all this emotion when she made the choice to leave? When she decided that walking away from the man who gave her 10 years of his life was the right move? It's too late to cry about it now. The lesson here is that love isn't just about words or feelings.
Sure
It's
isn't.
about commitment, loyalty, and sticking it out when things get tough. She chose to leave, and now she's realizing what she threw away. Unfortunately for her, that's a reality she has to face alone.
Something that I learned early on is that you'll never have to question when it's time to leave a relationship if you go into the relationship knowing what you absolutely will not accept. So when my husband and I started dating, ex-husband, now soon to be ex-husband, when we started dating, we had a shared note that was a list of deal breakers. So I had a list of deal breakers and non-negotiables for him, and he had one for me. And that list was to say, like, listen, before you even try it, if any of these things occur, just know there will not be a conversation. There will not be a forgiving period. There will not be, I'm done. Obviously, some of the items on the list are very common sense items, like don't cheat, don't put your hands on me, don't put your hands on the kids, etc. But then there are other less
Don't-
tangible items that I feel like people.
Did she just say don't put your hands on the kids? No. No. So the man can't discipline his kids. Kids need discipline. It says it right there in the Bible. Also, it says in the Bible, don't listen to women. Men shouldn't be following women, but a man should be the disciplinary of the kids. That's what they call it. Daddy. Hey, daddy's gonna get you. Huh? What the kids do? Let me act straight. Let me act good. The man is a disciplinarian.
People tend to dance on the boundaries or live on the line, leaving you constantly wondering, like, dang, is it okay? Should I leave? Is that a non-negotiable? Is he? But the more you give somebody an inch and you let them live on that line, they will take a mile, and eventually they will cross way over that line. And for me, I knew going into it what I will not tolerate or accept. And so I knew once that line was completely crossed, because I done gave you too many chances living on that damn line.
What did he do that couldn't be fixed? You notice she has nothing to say about why she left him. No clear
Sure don't.
reason, no explanation, just regrets and tears. It's pathetic, really. She's out here crying about losing the love of her life, yet can't even tell anyone what went so wrong that she had to
Ridiculous.
divorce him. That's the thing. There's likely nothing he did that couldn't be worked out. No major betrayal, no deal-breaking behavior. It's probably the same story we've seen before. She got bored, started taking him for granted. Or maybe she convinced herself that there was something better out there. So she threw away a decade-long relationship with someone who truly loved her. But now, when it's all said and done, reality's hitting her hard. She's realizing there wasn't anything better waiting for her on the other side. She's realizing that she was chasing a fantasy, and now that fantasy has cost her everything. And here she is, left with nothing but regret. What's truly sad is how many women make this same mistake. Walking away from a good man only to regret it later, but by then, it's too late. Relationships take work, and sometimes it's not about the other person doing something wrong. It's about yourself and what you're willing to invest in making it work.
Mhm.
But she didn't see that until it was too late. Now, all she's got is her tears and the memory of what she threw away.
Y'all are so messy. You waste no time. I told you that's my best friend, right? Y'all thought I was playing? See, I don't think I know that you sliding in the DM about all the friend requests and the views and the searches. Motherfuckers who know how to reaching him. And to think I thought we was friends. I was sharing this with you in confidentiality. Now y'all trying to go for my man, my ex-man. I was just playing. I don't really care like that, but I just want to clear up a few things. Number one, no, he did not cheat. Okay. Number two, we were separated for several months before I filed for divorce, not living together, separated. Yes, he knew that I was filing for divorce the day that I filed for divorce. Yes, he knew that I filed for divorce right after I filed for divorce. We had talked about
telling the kids, like, have you talked to your kids? Have you talked to your kids? We both went about that differently, whatever. And I did address with him, like, at some point, I am going to talk about this on social media as I do everything else. I just want to be cognizant of all of the people involved, whatever. So all of those discussions were had. However, I do realize that I'm more comfortable healing out loud than maybe everybody else is. I don't think he was as prepared for the influx of these hoes as I knew that was going to happen. So per usual, I'm going to have to figure out how to heal and live loudly while still respecting the privacy of others and all that jazz.
Now you knew this 304 were going to be thirsty AF. If he didn't cheat, what exactly did he do that couldn't be fixed? I mean, come on. How do you go from calling someone your best friend to divorcing them? Like, what sense does that even make? Some of these women are seriously off their rockers. This whole thing is just wild. Why divorce your best friend, your favorite person on the planet? It just doesn't add up. It's almost as if some women don't even know what they have until it's gone, and by then, they're left crying into their phone, wondering where it all went wrong. It's beyond crazy. If he was that great, then why couldn't you work through whatever the issue was? Here's the kicker, though. At her age, it's gonna be hard as hell to find a good man like that again. And the way she's talking about him, painting him in the best light, you know every single woman who hears her will be lining up to get with him now. They'll be thinking, well, if she couldn't appreciate him, I sure will.
You know, that's the thing. And it's funny you said that. All these women leaving these men, they're not going to have a hard time finding another woman. But you will have a hard time finding a guy who takes you seriously, past smashing. Yes, it will be harder because guys know younger women aren't as scarred yet. So they'd rather take their chances there.
Some women are just messy like that. They'll watch you throw away a good man and swoop right in. And now, all she's gonna get are Chads and Tyrones. That's the reality she's facing, and it's a tough pill to swallow. She had a good thing, and she let it slip. Now she's left with nothing but regrets, while everyone else is looking at him like a prize. It's a mess, and she's the only one to blame for it.
In the past, women stayed for money. In the past, women stayed because of culture. Now you're paid to leave. The average marriage it's not a good experience for most men because they don't get anything out of it. Most men that have been married over a certain amount of time did not have happy marriages. And marriage seems to be going away for the middle class and be something for the upper class, and that's it. In the past, women stayed for money. In the past, women stayed because of culture. In the past, women stayed because of religion. Now you're paid to leave. Now your failure rate is well above 50%. Your chance of success is roughly 10%. But I do think that the only marriage that's left is the purest marriage that you could possibly have. The people that make it work, you know they're there because they love each other. The people.
See, ever since no-fault divorce has been brought in, I believe by Ronald Reagan, women have run amok. Divorces increased. I'm sure he didn't expect it to be like that. Or maybe he did. But women have ran off, taking everything from men, left them with nothing, and sometimes almost right away. There's guys that have been married for 5 years and didn't get a prenup. It's sad, but it happens. And they lose everything. Why do women keep doing it? They don't care. They get into the bag, though. Because you notice, none of them had a clear explanation why they left the husband.
The people that don't want to get married, I understand it. I completely understand. There's no good reason for a guy to do that in 2024. None. The odds are completely stacked against you. The laws are completely stacked against you. The judicial, everything is completely stacked against you. If you do get married, I would get a prenup. I would do all of that. But my conclusion is the couples that make it work and figure it out in this mess of an environment have the most pure form of marriage that there's ever been.
Marriage these days really is like a lottery. If you get a good one, it feels like you've hit the jackpot because let's be real, finding someone who's genuinely loyal, supportive, and a good match, it's rare. But nowadays, It's like women are leaving their husbands at the drop of a hat. And for what? They file for domestic abuse, whether it's true or not. And guess what? The system seems to back them up.
Mhm.
Housing, financial assistance, and all these government benefits are just handed to them without much scrutiny.
Sure is.
It's like society is set up to reward them for walking out on their marriage. And the sad part? Some of these women don't even realize what they're doing. They get all these benefits and think they're independent, but the reality is they're just swapping out their husbands for a new provider, the government. Meanwhile, the husband is left to pick up the pieces. He worked hard, tried to build a life, and now he's painted as the villain. And for what? Because she was unhappy? Because she felt like something was missing? It's almost like feelings are all that matter now. Women are out here spending all the money, complaining about how they don't feel appreciated or don't feel loved, while the husband is breaking his back to keep everything afloat. It's frustrating, man.
Mhm.
The amount of blame that gets thrown at husbands is unreal. If she's not happy, it's somehow all his fault. If the relationship isn't working, it's because he didn't do enough. But where's the accountability for women? Where's the recognition that marriage is a two-way street? It's not all about your feelings, and it's not just up to the man to keep the relationship together. And let's not even get started on how needy some women can be. They'll spend every dime, expect to be spoiled, and then turn around and complain that he's not doing enough. It's this never-ending cycle of demand and dissatisfaction. They want the perfect life, the perfect man, and when reality doesn't match up to their fantasy, they're ready to walk. Marriage isn't about getting everything you want handed to you on a silver platter. It's about compromise, understanding, and putting in the work. But too many women today don't seem to get that. Instead, they walk out, take the benefits, and never look back. And men? They're left holding the bag. It's no wonder so many guys are saying, nah, marriage isn't for me. The risk just doesn't seem worth it anymore. At the end of the day, if you get a good marriage, you're lucky. But the way things are going now, the odds are stacked against men. The system's broken, and until there's some real accountability, it's going to stay that way.
Most men that have been married over a certain amount of time did not have happy marriages. I found out that 80% of their wives gained 20 pounds or more in the first 5 years. I found out the average length of marriage is 8 years. I found out that gray divorce is rising, and a lot of the stats on marriage not being dead were a bit misleading because they include people that have not yet got divorced. And I realized that a lot of people want to sell their religion. They want people to convert to their religion. And so they mislead you on the reality of the situation. Now, there is a silver lining, and I'm going to get to it. I had a tweet detailing, so I interviewed a lot of men that were victims of divorce rape. And these are men that lost everything in divorce. Wives left, took the kids, took their money, lost their job, like just complete L, right? And I found out it was a common pattern that after the second child, a lot of these women stopped sleeping with their husband.
A lot of men out here are bending over backward, trying to make someone happy who can't be satisfied no matter what. Men put in the work, create a stable life, build a home, and put all their energy into the relationship, only for some women to walk away the moment they feel unfulfilled or bored. The sad part? It's like these women have been targeting men, waiting for them to build everything up, and then walk away with half, leaving the guy picking up the pieces. It's exhausting for men, and it's no wonder so many guys...
And you know, like even how women inquire, they're going on a date with you, and now they'll ask, do you have this? Do you have that? Or they'll position it in a way to where you don't feel like they're coming directly at you, but they always are. And men are open to it. There's a lot of men that aren't dating. There's a lot of men that aren't looking. There's a lot of men that aren't searching in the West. It's sad, but true.
Feel drained in marriages. They're constantly trying to keep the peace, always giving, and it's never enough. Women want more and more. Whether it's attention, gifts, or just some unrealistic idea of romance they've been sold through social media and movies. And when things get real and marriage becomes about partnership, responsibility, and support, that's when some women decide to jump ship. Men aren't happy because they're putting in all this effort and getting nothing back. Instead of feeling appreciated, they feel like they're constantly trying to fix someone who doesn't even want to be happy in the first place. It's a lose-lose situation. And it's not just about making the other person happy, it's about balance. But too many women aren't interested in balance. They're interested in what they can get. They walk away when things don't go their way, when the excitement dies down, or when they think they can do better. And after the man has built a stable life, they walk off with the rewards, leaving him with nothing but emotional and financial wreckage.
Mhm.
Let's be real. Marriages become partnerships when both people are committed to each other, not just to themselves. But nowadays, it seems like too many women are only committed until they get what they want. Then, once everything is created, once the man has built the life she wanted, she bounces. The blame has to be placed on women who walk away, not because of some external issue, but because they simply can't find happiness in the relationship.
Yep.
Instead of working through problems and being part of a true partnership, they're looking for an escape route, leaving men disillusioned and done with the idea of marriage altogether. If marriage is going to work, it can't be this one-sided effort where men are constantly the ones making sacrifices while women are free to come and go as they please. Men aren't robots. They have feelings, needs, and expectations too. But the way things are going, more men are waking up and realizing that marriage isn't worth it if all it leads to is being used and discarded.
If a girl says she's not ready to date you, here's exactly what you should say. Okay, thanks for letting me know. I wish you the best. And leave it at that. Don't tell her that you'll wait around until she's ready
Mhm.
or even try to change her mind. You owe it to yourself to move on to someone who actually deserves your time, not someone who can't clearly communicate their intentions or even string you along and having you think that there's a time that she will be
Yep.
ready. So get back out there and show her what she's about to miss.
Some women love the attention and validation they get from
And this is the thing. I love that woman is speaking up, but men know this. You know, a lot of women are making videos, TikToks, prepping guys up. Hey, this is what you should do. Men know this. Men already hear this from other men, and men are paying attention more than ever. That's why so many men have stopped initiating. A lot of men have broken all contact. Why? With the different movements they have, the Me Too, at work, and then you can't give a girl CPR because you save somebody, they'll file charges on you. It's crazy. Men have broken all contact. The West is wild, and men don't want to be bothered anymore.
stringing a guy along. It gives them that ego boost, knowing that someone is always there, waiting in the wings, just in case they don't find something better. It's not about genuine interest or wanting a real connection. It's about keeping options open and feeding off that constant validation. They'll drop little hints, flirt just enough to keep you hooked, and maybe even talk about a future together. But the truth? There's no intention of being with you. You're just the backup plan, the safety net in case the guy they really want doesn't pan out. They keep you on the hook, dangling just close enough to keep you interested, but never actually committing. It's frustrating because it can feel like you're putting in effort and waiting for something that's never going to happen. And the worst part is, they know it. They know they have no intention of being with you, but they keep leading you on because it makes them feel good. It's all
Mhm.
about feeding their own ego. At the end of the day, it's just emotional manipulation. You're stuck waiting, hoping that one day they'll choose you, but that day never comes. It's important to recognize when you're being strung along and walk away, because no one deserves to be kept on the back burner just to boost someone else's self-esteem. If a woman is truly interested in you, she'll make it known. She won't keep you guessing, and she won't play games with your time or emotions. Don't waste your energy being someone's plan B when you deserve to be someone's first choice.
Yeah, but furthermore, it's gotten so bad. Men aren't waiting for plan B. Men are expecting first choice. That's why so many men are saying to women, what do you bring to the table? Men mean this. Men are not joking. Men mean this. Men are dead serious. And women have to meet us halfway, because if there's no reciprocation, there's no relation. That's better. I think that's a good slogan. I'm going to get a t-shirt that says that. No reciprocation, no relations. That's how guys feel. You have to show me you want me. You have to call me sometimes and show me you want me. Otherwise, don't waste your time, because you're wasting mine, and I'm not going to let you waste my time. But that's how guys feel, because me, I'm married. I don't gotta deal with that. But yeah, guys, if you made it this far, please be sure to click that notification bell. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. And also, like as I said, click that notification bell just to be sure you get on my videos as soon as I've released them. Thank you for watching, guys. See you next video. Peace.
Baby,